We told you in a previous video that not all RV shows are created equally. Well, today we're in West Palm Beach at the South Florida Fairgrounds at a small RV show. Now, small RV shows have a disadvantage that there's usually not quite as many RVs to...
Variety of units.
Yeah, you can't really, it's not much to see a lot of the time. However, there are some advantages. The crowds are a lot less. Right now it just opened, so there's hardly anybody here. And this show is so small, they were able to fit it indoors. And in South Florida, that is a huge plus, to be in the air conditioning and out of the weather. So let's go inside, take a look, and see what this show has to offer.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers. All right, we're looking at a Class B RV by Thor. This is the Rize 18M. It is a very small Class B van on the Dodge Ram ProMaster chassis. I keep saying Dodge Ram. Everybody keeps correcting me. It's the Ram ProMaster chassis. Let's take a look inside. We aren't too familiar with the ProMaster chassis. I do like the idea of having the shifter right up here on the dash. It seems like everything's right here in front of you. It's a nice, comfortable driving positions. The seats seem reasonably comfortable, and there's a lot of storage space above you. It's got a nice big screen here. It's got USB plugs on the dash, which Rose really likes because she's able to plug her phone in and charge while we're going down the road. It pretty much got everything we need. Well, the first thing I noticed when I came into the van is there's a step up to get inside, but there's also a step up into the driver's compartment. Look under here. They are making use of all the available space, except for one little problem. When the leg is down on the bed, you can't open that drawer. But otherwise, it's a pretty good use of the space. Right here, we've got a fairly large, I call them dorm fridges, but this one's a little bigger than the usual one. It's got a freezer compartment up top. This is a very compact space. It is a van. There is a bug screen here that rolls down. It's pretty basic. There's a couch here that folds out into a bed, and we'll come inside and I can show you the rest. One thing you'll notice when you come into the Rize is all these windows. It's very light and airy in here. I mean, it's not a lot of space, but it seems more open because of all of these windows. It's got some decent cabinetry. There's soft close. We like it when the cabinets lock. We feel like these hinges may wear out over time and maybe not stay closed. So a magnetic lock or some kind of latch lock would probably be better for us. We've got the fan overhead and the AC unit. It's not ducted, but it's a small unit. Who needs ducted AC? Lighting. You got a Dometic 2-burner gas cooktop. A very small sink, which Rose isn't too much of a fan of, although it does have a nice high spout. A very small microwave, some more storage over top, and they've got these little storage nets under here. They are making use of a lot of this tiny space. I mean, there's little nooks and crannies everywhere, and you know, with this little amount of space, they really make good use of it. Let's take a look at the bathroom. The Rize is a rear bath unit. It's got the shower curtain here, so you can stand right where I'm standing to take a shower. We've seen this fold down sink a lot in these kind of units. It's got the spigot there, and it folds out of the way when you're doing your business or you're taking a shower. That's a good feature. It's a good use of the space. You've got your shower here. You've got your plastic cassette toilet. For those of you who don't know what a cassette toilet is, there's a slide out there and you have to pull it out and empty it by hand. I don't know if we're gonna make a video on that, but there's other ones out there. We'll let them do the dirty work. Right, Rose? Yeah. All right, I'll move the shower curtain out of the way. There's a surprising amount of space back here for clothing. I mean, you're usually gonna be using a van of this size for day tripping or somebody who is really into the tiny van scene. So you're not gonna have a lot of clothes anyway, but there's a lot of space here. They make good use of the available space. And I like this sliding door. It's a really nice feature. It's a little wobbly, but when it tucks away, it's secured pretty well, and that cuts down on rattle. Rose hates the rattle. Yeah, there's not a lot of doohickeys and gadgets on the outside of this van. Up in here, you've got your water pump switch and light switch. Also, you've got a connection for your outdoor shower, indoor shower. That's the electrical for the shore power, which I'm about to show you. You've got electric there. You got AC and DC. And come around here, you got your water fill, access for the flushing, and the exhaust for your water heater. And what is this? That's your 30 amp plug right there. It's kind of weird how it's kind of this far forward. Usually you'll see these further back, but it looks like it's got plenty of room. Oh, and even a cable. There's a cable jack. Nice. There's a lot of stuff here. You even have storage here for your sewer hose. I like how they market sewer hose. And then here's a refill for your propane tank. Last thing we're gonna look at is up on the roof. You kind of see it from here. There's solar on the roof. You've got your wine guard system. The Dometic fan and AC unit are up there as well. I didn't see it from the inside, but this looks like this window opens up also. It's a nice sliding window. Overall, the Rize is a very nice, small unit. If you're looking for compact and good usage of the space, then this may be your van. Well, we found a Class B van with a very different floor plan. We've never seen this floor plan before. This is the 2024 Entegra Ethos 20D. It's got a couple features that we've seen maybe piecemealed in other units, but never put together quite like this. Let's take a look. Ion. The Ethos is on the Ram ProMaster chassis. I've never driven the ProMaster, but it seems like everything's right here. I like the controls. I like the screen. Yeah, got everything you need. Let's take a look in the back. The first thing you see when you come in the door of the van are these two additional passenger seats. And when I sat down in this seat, I just sank. They are so ridiculously soft and comfortable. This leather is so nice. I really like the trim in this van. It's beautiful. You'll see the ladder there. You see the ladder. We might as well talk about that. Up top, you've got another bed. So whoever's sitting in these two seats has a bed as well. Let's take a look up there. Well, at least one of you in the comments has said you wanted us to get up into these beds on top, so here I am. This is like a canvas, a hard top canvas bedding area, sort of like you're camping. It's actually surprisingly comfortable. This mattress looks thin, but it's really nice and soft. There's a nice vent up here, and these flaps on the side, they zipper down and provide a lot of light and cross ventilation. There's some reading lamps up here. I don't know if you can see this, these little reading lights. All right, you want to talk about a good use of space? Here's a good use of space. Check this out. How about that? Genius. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, this is right over the driver compartment. So if I had a criticism or a concern, let's call it a concern, is this rattling while you're going down the road. I like the idea. I like the engineering of it. I would just be concerned, you hear that? About that rattling and hearing the rattling. So I'd be interested to drive this to see how bad it is or good it is. Up here on the wall here, you've got your control panel for the unit, as well as your water heater, your Turismo water heater controller. Follow me back to the back, because this is a really interesting way that they set this up. You've got your storage cabinets over here, and look.
Oh, they lock?
Look. Somebody listened. It actually has a lock. Way to go, Entegra. Thor, take a look at this lock. All right. If you want to add that to some of your units, we would be all for it. That is locked snug as a bug in a rug. Very tight passageway, but hey, it's a van. Big refrigerator and combined freezer. It's not a separate. Oh. A folding door into a tiny wet bath. Actually, I say tiny because all wet baths seem to be tiny, but there is a medicine cabinet in there. You've got a small sink You got a small sink in here. And I mean, it's got everything the normal bath does. The only thing I see is missing, there's no vent in the shower. There's no vent in there to pull the moisture out. That might be a concern. But I like this folding door. It's magnets and it locks right here. So that's a great idea. So the door's not coming out here and slamming like we've seen in some of the other units. Here's Rose's favorite part. As we come to the back, look at the size of, well, first of all, you've got your corner bed. It's not a corner bed, but it's basically a corner bed, but it is a couch, usable as a couch, which is nice. It's got the lagoon table. It's got the lagoon table connection there. They put the microwave here underneath, and there's an induction cooktop in the kitchen, a very tiny sink, but there's a lot of counter space here. I don't know if you can tell. This is a very long counter for a van. Usually they're about this wide because they have to fit them, you know, shoehorn them into the unit. This is a very big countertop for a kitchen in a van. Also back here, you've got a ton of cabinet space. That's a huge cabinet. They've got kind of the plumbing up there in the side, so you've got plenty of room. There's drawers underneath. You've got locking cabinets on top. The Ethos is a very small van. It's not 22 feet. It's not a 24-foot van, but they fit a lot into the space. There's plenty of storage over here. We already said we like the cabinets. We really like the large cooking area in the kitchen. Not such a big fan of the bed having to, you know, use it as a couch and pull it out. We'd much rather have something we don't have to make every day, but in a RV or a van this size, this is a good use of the space. We really like this van. We really like this setup. It's the first time we've seen this one. So good job, Entegra. Out the back here underneath, you've got your trailer hitch and you've got your black and gray holding tanks. That's plugs for the trailer. Here's your gate valves for the tanks. Yeah, along the side here, you've got the rest of your connections. You got electric, water, and then you've got your propane fill up here. It's a little interesting, this van. We see that it's got the empty point for the black tank. There's another one up here for the gray water tank. So does that mean that they have to empty the tank separately? We'll get that answer for that question for you in just a moment. All right, just like that, we got the answer. Another advantage to these smaller RV shows, there's somebody here to answer all your questions. Yes, you would put a Y connection on the two outlet valves so they can dump right into the dump spot at your site or at home or wherever you're dumping. So that seems like a lot of hoses though. All right, up on the roof, we've still got the wine guard system, and they put a solar panel on top of the bed up there, which is kind of a great use of the space. Why not? As long as it doesn't leak, which I'm sure it doesn't. But yeah, there's the extra bed up there. If you don't need it, it folds down out of the way. If you do need it, it's there for you. We really like this floor plan of this Ethos van. It's really cool, but guess what? They've got another floor plan here for the Ethos as well. So let's take a look at that one. This is the Ethos Li20TL, and the Li stands for lithium. So this is a totally lithium battery powered unit. Let's take a look inside. This is a totally different floor plan than the model we just looked at. This has the kitchen up front, which is pretty much standard. It's got this little section here that has a table inside that folds up. So when you spin the passenger seat around, you've got a work or eating area. There's also some extra storage here, which we like to see always in the kitchen area. You got your microwave, a smaller refrigerator than in the other unit. Same size sink, same size induction cooktop. Pretty much same size kitchen, just this one's in the front and the last one was in the back. You get storage over top with the locking cabinets, like that. Twin beds. There's one of the difference. I don't have a bed over my head, and there's twin beds in this unit. Two major differences. But take a look how open and airy this is. The entire van is open. There's no walls. And there's also one other thing I noticed. There's no bathroom up here. The bathroom's around back. Let's take a look. Similar to a lot of the rear bath units, there is this pull-down sink. Again, with the faucet here, folds out of the way. Medicine cabinet. not a bad size. You got your curtains so you can take a shower here. It's a pretty nice area to shower, but the doors are open. I think it would be tight with the doors closed, which you would probably have to have the doors closed if you're showering out here, but who knows? It may not be your deal. And then we got the same storage across from the bathroom, protected by the shower curtain, so it's not getting wet. There's plenty of storage there. Sliding door. It's pretty much standard. You got all your controls back here, your water pump switch, light switch, shower hose, and you'll notice there's no cassette under here like in the other unit that we looked at. If you go around the side, you'll see that this unit actually has a black tank. There's your valve right there for the black tank. You got your electric and water, all the standard connections, 30 amp plug. 2 vans from Entegra, 2 different floor plans. You get to choose with any of these Class Bs of which one works better for you. That's the great thing about coming to these RV shows. We get to see exactly what's available. Sometimes you can't get that information just by looking at the floor plans. We're looking at a small Class B on the Ram ProMaster chassis. This is the Roadtrek Zion Slumber, and it's got that sleeping compartment overhead. Let's take a look. The first thing we notice when we come inside the van is this little ladder here that gets stowed away. It's not here all the time, but this goes up to a, here, I'll take the video, I'll take camera from it. This goes up to a sleeper, which is really neat. It's hardtop, canvas sided, and it's got the zipper down screen windows on the side to allow for a lot of ventilation. It's a really cool feature. As we come in the coach, you see the bathroom is right here at the front. It's a little flimsy, and this would drive me nuts. You see this? When you're driving down the road, that is going to be rattling everywhere. I'm not even sure why they did that.
No bueno.
That's a huge negative. I think the first thing I would do is remove that. But yeah, it's a very tiny bathroom. There is a shower in there, but I couldn't shower in there. You'd have to sit on the toilet to do it, sort of like ours. It's a small space, but this is a small van, so I guess that's to be expected. But you got a decent sized kitchen. They kind of cut this out a little. I don't know why. We could have used that extra space, but they do have this. That's a huge bonus, and that's a big one too. Tiny sink, induction cooktop. There is a pretty decent amount of storage under here, all around the plumbing. It's not bad. It's a small unit, like we said. It's got a full fridge and separate freezer. That's a plus. That's weird. Vitrifrigo. I don't know how to pronounce that, but big drawer here. And they lock. That's a plus. Oh, a pantry, slide out pantry. Look at this. It's kind of, I'm not sure about the fit and finishes in this. I mean, I know they had to keep it light, but I'm just not sure. Some of these cabinets, at least they lock. This is a rear lounge unit. It's got a huge amount of space. There's overhead storage. For a unit this size, this is the place to be. This is the meeting area. You put a table right here, and you can fit easily 4 people, 5 people. You and the kids, you know. Over the lounge, you've got the TV there. It's got kind of a strange little cover on it. Nice windows in the back. They've got these great shades, the ones that let the light in, and then the ones for sleeping. This whole thing converts into a bed. All in all, it's not a bad unit. If you're traveling with the kids and they like camping, this is a definite possibility. The Slumber seems to be designed for maybe a couple with kids, a small family, weekend trips, regular camping trips. I can't imagine going cross country or an extended trips in something this small, although people have done it. And if that's your thing, this might be a good choice for you. Many of you have been asking us to take a look at Grech vans. Well, we found a Grech Class B here at the West Palm Beach RV show. This is the Terreno Ion. It's really nice. Let's take a look. Well, the Terreno has some really nice fit and finishes, and that's evident as soon as you walk up. You've got this retractable step, a little extra step to help you get in and out rather than have the molded step that we have in our unit. That's really nice. These seats, the passenger seat is spun around, the driver's seat does as well. The leather, the etched seating, you can just see the quality that they use when they're putting together this unit. Like our unit, it has this little ledge for the driver's side. We never use that. We hardly ever, there's just not a lot of space with the steering wheel in the way to spin the driver's seat around. This is kind of a waste. We use this space for storage. This is on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis, which we really like. There is no overhead storage, and consequently there is nothing to bash your head on as you're going between the driver compartment in the back, which is huge, because how many times have we bashed our head on that storage cabinet above the drivers and passenger seats, hon?
Way too many.
Way too many, but we're losing the storage. It's got a nice granite, faux granite countertop. It might even be actual granite. A nice deep sink with a very high faucet. That's nice. Double induction cooktop, similar to our van. It's got a decent sized refrigerator and separate freezer. And a wet bath with the mirror on the door. It's kind of molded plastic. It's got a big sink, and it's got your toilet. That feels like porcelain. But just like our unit, there is not a lot of space in here to take a shower. It's kind of hard to maneuver in there. And so we're not big fans of the wet bath, but in a unit this size, it's a necessity. So we make do with what we have. Down here, we've got the microwave. You got some extra storage. All the drawers and cabinets have the locks on them, which is nice. The cabinets are very high quality. Look at these springs. Spring loaded and locking are definite pluses. Right above you, you got a fan. We like the lighting in here. The air conditioner is not ducted. It's just this unit here right over the bed and rear lounge area. Just like our van, it's a rear lounge unit, but this is like so much more soft and comfortable than ours. This is really nice. No memory foam needed here when you put the bed together. It's all very plush. I guess that's the word. It's very plush and nice. There's storage overhead, all these cabinets. There's a little bit of storage underneath the seats. Not a lot, just a little. And there are also access panels. Got it? All right, and you got a lagoon table back here. Very similar to our unit. Nice big windows. You got a television with a sound bar. The control panel for the RV. Oh no, very similar to our van. Very soft and plush and nice. I really like the finish of this. They did a good job of putting this together. These units are a little bit more expensive. They can be on the pricey side, but you can see where that goes. It's very, what's the word? High class.
Upper end?
Yes, high end. High end, that's the word I'm looking for. It's a very high end unit. These are really nice. I can see why you guys recommended that we see them. What'd you find, Rose? Oh, more storage. I was just going to comment on that there seems to be a little less storage space, but now we have a cabinet that's similar to that size in our van as well. All in all, really good use of the space. I really like this curvature, and this is a well done unit. Let's take a quick look at one more Grech. This is the Turismo. It's a 19-foot model, which is about 3 feet shorter than the last one we looked at. And you can see it's similar inside, but the space had to be laid out differently, and you'll see it in just a sec. It's still got the retractable step, though. We really like that. Well, where the Terreno was on the Sprinter 3500 chassis with the dually rear wheels, this is on a Sprinter 2500 chassis with a single rear wheel, and it's on the shorter wheelbase. But it is a Sprinter chassis, which means that the fit and finishes in the cockpit are going to be really beautiful. The countertop and kitchen area, the countertop's pretty similar. It's got the dual induction cooktops, pretty decently large sink with a nice high faucet. It's got a convection oven microwave underneath, a few drawers. We're very limited on space because of the size of the unit, and that's evident in the small, this is a dorm fridge. Yep, that's a dormitory fridge. And the bathroom is about the same size as the other Grech. Standard wet bath. This is a very similar setup to what we've got in our American Coach. And in the back, you've got your, I guess you would call these rear twin beds. You can use them as couches during the day. It looks like they fold down into one big bed. Very soft and comfortable though. The cushions are really nice, no memory foam needed. I could sleep on this. In fact, I probably will later. It's nice that you can open the doors and have this as a pass-through. Unlike our rear lounge where there's a couch across the back, you can't really get in and out of the back doors. This is nice being able to pass through here. And if the weather's nice and there's not a lot of bugs, you can leave these doors open. But if there are bugs, it's got a, I can't figure out how to do it. Maybe it's electric. There's a screen here that comes all the way down to the bottom. That is a definite plus. This is like our own little screen porch. You've also got your TV and sound bar here. The Firefly system that controls all of the electronics in the unit. And then there's some overhead storage as well. And the AC and the fan. It's pretty standard. Just a different setup, but really nicely done. Well appointed. Grech does a good job with these vans. We showed you a 22-foot Grech. We showed you a 19-foot Grech. Here's the big boy. This is the 24-foot Grech. This is the Strada Ion. It's also built on the Sprinter 3500 dually chassis. And it's really, like the other units, beautiful inside. Let's take a look. We really like the interior in this van. It's very light and bright. It's a little dark in here. We're inside at the show. But even with just the lights on, it's really nice. It makes it feel a little bit larger than it is. This unit has that storage up front that we saw in the 22-footer. It's got the nice fridge with separate freezer, which we love. The standard kitchen, although it looks a little longer, certainly longer than the 19-foot one. The same sink. It's very similar to the other units. We love these cabinets. They lock in place. They slide very nicely. They're not soft close, but they still latch. There's plenty of storage space above your head and below the kitchen area. The bathroom is the same bathroom. It's pretty standard. All molded gray. I like the gray. It's kind of neat. This sink is huge. It'd be a little challenging to shower in there, but there's definitely enough room for the other things that you have to do in there. And this unit is also a rear lounge unit. Very comfy, soft seating. This leather is probably, I think the only time I felt leather this soft in one of these units was in an Airstream. And that's what this reminds me of, that it's Airstream quality. And that's saying a lot because Airstream's really nice. With the rear lounge, you don't have the access out the back doors, but there is a little bit more storage out there. You've got storage up all around. You've got your TV and soundbar, Firefly controller above there to control the unit. What we love about these rear lounges is these windows on the side, how much light comes in here during the day, and you can open them up and you can get that breeze across the bed while you're sleeping. It's a really nice setup. We like the rear lounge. Hello. We love the rear lounge setup. And I guess other people do too. So let's let them get in and we're going to move on. These Grech Class Bs are very high quality. They're very well made. They're beautiful inside and they're well laid out. Just keep this in mind though, you're paying for that quality. You can see the MSRP. Actually, that's the show price. You're going to pay a little bit of a premium for that beautiful van. Is it worth it? That's something you're going to have to decide. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed those walkthroughs here at the West Palm Beach RV show. It was a small show, but they had a lot of variety. They didn't have, a lot of the same units. Like in Tampa, they had like 4, 5, 6 different kinds of Wayfarers, and there weren't a lot of different brands here. We looked for Pleasureways, no Pleasureways, and some of the others. But what they had was a large variety. And we hope you enjoyed those walkthroughs. If you liked that video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And now, what, TikTok?
And TikTok.
We're dabbling in TikTok. So all the support you can give us is greatly appreciated. Thanks and happy travels.
Happy travels.